Introducing the newest and greatest co-host, the only co-host I've ever had on the podcast, Neki Jamal. So, Neki, man, so pumped to have you as a
Yeah,
co-host.
dude, I've always, I've been on podcasts and I've always wanted to be a part of a podcast. But, I think we all have that little like imposter syndrome in our heads. Like, who the hell wants to listen to me? But now we're going to force it down people's throats, man. This is going to be awesome. I'm just so honored you asked me and it gave me that, nudge to jump into the space with you. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, most importantly, I think the listeners deserve like an explanation of how this came to be, because I know a lot of people listened to that first episode we recorded on the Majestic Mutt, and that was a
Yeah.
great conversation. And then a couple weeks ago we recorded another one for Drilling Millions, and that was a great episode. And then I messaged you after. I'm like, man, like you have a better setup than me with your microphone and like the back with the black background and your camera. And I'm like, dude, second of all, like you just have like a knack for this. Like you're a good speaker. You could tell stories really well. Why don't you start a podcast? And I was kind of never in a million years did I expect, us to do it together. But I was like, wow, like that ended up working out. It ends up working out really well. So
Totally.
yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah,
Totally
man.
pumped.
And we gotta say the origin of this name, because we were like, okay, we're gonna do a podcast together, but how do you get a cool name? What would be an enticing name? And what other names we throw around? Like we were like, drilling wisdom or a lot of
Pearls of
stuff around,
Wilson.
or yeah, drilling deep, and you're like, no, that's not gonna work either. And so
Yeah, I was having dinner with a friend, and I'm Indian, I'm Punjabi, and like in a lot of Indian names at the end, it's either Deep or Preet, and I was telling him the name over dinner. I'm like, yeah, man, we're changing it from Drilling Millions to Drilling Deep, and he's like, man, that sounds like a Punjabi name. Like, you got to go in a different direction. Like, and I never said it out loud, and I texted you immediately. I had like a couple classes a while. I'm like, dude, we got to change this.
yeah, I'm like, totally understand. One brown guy to another,
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
understand. I know how that works. But then we settled on, hi, I'm doctor. And that's the most common phrase, a practicing dentist will ever say in their career. You enter every room, hi, I'm Dr. Neki, or hey, I'm Neki, or it just flows so well for the intention of this podcast, which is just to introduce dentists to the rest of us. And I don't want to talk about bond strength. I don't want to talk about veneers or any part of clinical dentistry. This is just to meet our colleagues. And cause you know what, Akil, I think we have a lot of badasses amongst us dentists here. And I just want to learn people's stories.
For sure. And I think dentists are such an eclectic group of people, and they all have their own, some like to fly and build planes, while others have these like strange hobbies like speakers and, like not speaking, but like actual speakers. Like these are
Yeah.
these are real stories of dentists I've spoken to. So I think just even going beyond the mouth, that was also another title.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was a good
Beyond the
one. I didn't
mouth.
mind that
But like
one.
going beyond the mouth and having just genuine and honest discussions with dentists, seeing what actually plagues our people, like what stuff keeps them up at night, what stuff bothers them, how they cope with all the stress of wearing a million hats as a practice owner, or
Yeah.
or even an associate, right? Everyone just has to wear these million hats, and somehow balance it all, and just having honest discussions with them about how they manage all that, I think is the intent of this podcast, wouldn't you say?
Totally, man. And like, from my background, I'm a dentist. I teach across the country. My course is, international in I don't know how many countries now. I've taught dentists how to take out third molars, and that's me. And then we have you, who's, I know you're a dental student now. You're almost graduated, but you got a huge background behind you in business, and man, there's so much I can learn from you too. So I think we have a diverse background between both of us that we'll be able to get inside a lot of dentist heads, and hopefully share that with you all.
For sure. And even beyond that, we're gonna have some episodes where it's just you and me shooting the shit, super in casual, in
Yeah.
informal, not in,
Casual.
informal, so much in casuality. I couldn't even say the word properly. Just
Is that a
super
word?
in so much for that. But yeah, just us shooting the shit about, what it's like to be a dental student, what it's like to, for me, run a company and manage a company, what it's like to work on this podcast and the pains that come with that, right?
Yeah.
So and both of us have, like you said, such different perspectives on it. You have the perspective of a teacher, a practice owner, you've also had a number of ventures on your end, you know, in different domains.
Long
And
story short, none of the ventures worked out. Just stay
exactly.
tuned for all of my mistakes or learned failures. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all those, and I'm sure you got some too, dude.
Yeah, no, I got way too many of
Yeah,
those as well. But yeah, talk about our battle wounds and scars we've developed over the years. So again, it's just a really informal podcast. Talk about, you know, real life things people deal with: vulnerability, imposter syndrome, you know, not feeling like you're deserving and all that sort of stuff. So I said casual. Those are hit deep issues. But yeah,
looks like
that's the
we'll have a lot of
intention.
fun too. This will be good.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
honestly I'm just super pumped, and thank you for putting this all together, and I can't wait to hear what people think of it.
right on. Excited for everyone to hear it, and both Nick and I are excited to bring to you a bunch of cool stories. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon.